Hi, welcome back to It's a Miracle Budgeting. My name is Brandy and I am a cash budgeter predominantly. I do credit cards for rewards, but I always pay them back that amount I use that month. I am doing my weekly check-in. This is actually for last Wednesday. We've had some pretty crazy things happen in the last week. I don't want to do a huge story time. Really short and sweet version is, I hate to sound like a negative Nelly or, anything like that, but I feel like every time we get our stuff straight, so we're not spending, we're saving, we're paying off debt, we're doing what we're supposed to, we kind of get slapped down by something outside of our control or something we didn't know about or something like that. So in the last 10-ish days, we had 3 pretty specific events that were pretty changing. They just changed our thing. One, I previously talked about last year. I was notified last August that I owed back Social Security. I received Social Security when I broke my back and had spinal fusion, and I was off work for about 4 years, and then I went back to work. And they're saying that they overpaid me. Originally, they tried to say they overpaid me by $14K. Then they adjusted to $10K. It's still not right when you look at the dates. I notified them. I did everything I was supposed to. There was everything, and I had the documentation. I turned it in. Every time I call in, they find it. So I spoke to someone last August. They said that, oh, I found her paperwork. They should cut it, if not in half. It's probably going to wipe it all. She called back again, told me it was wiping all of the debt. Come to find out, she didn't do any of it. She retired and nothing was processed. So I received a bill on Saturday of last week that I owed over $10,000. So I am in contact with them, and I set up a payment plan for $75 a month, which will take me 10, 15 years to pay off. But they actually did again. The supervisor matched up the paperwork, said, yes, you're right. We're charging you the wrong amount. You probably do owe something, but it's not this big. So hopefully that will be getting fixed. But still stressful to add into the budget, right? And stressful to owe that money. Straight up, it's stressful. The other thing that happened is I filed our taxes, and my business was perfect. It literally, all the taxes were there for that. And then I went to do our personal side because I am an S Corp. I can file my tax and my business all together, and then I don't have double taxation. And I went to file for the personal side and put all that in, and my work never fixed my W-2. Now, a caveat, I'm not blaming them 100% because me and our HR person had talked about it back a year ago, February, and I said, I don't think this is right. I don't think this is working. And he said, watch it a couple paydays and come back and we'll adjust it. And I said, I don't think we need to wait. I think we should adjust it. But I never thought about it, never circled back, never did anything. He never did either. Ironically, he owes as well. So both of our taxes are wrong on this new tax form they've started. So purely from my paychecks, this has nothing to do with my business, my husband, child tax credits, anything. I was shorted almost $2,000, $1,797 I now owe. So I've already fixed my W-2 moving forward. In fact, I made it a little bit bigger so to catch up for the 3 weeks that weren't charged taxes. But it just was very defeating. I'm very honest. It felt like I had been working so hard for almost 2 years to get this in order, to do what I'm supposed to do. Almost 2 years I've been working on this to get my budget in hand, to save money, to buy a house, to have no debt, and all these things. And it feels like I'm like right on the cusp of all of that. And now I have to stop and do all this and pay off this debt. So I apologize if my spirit isn't here. I have been having a really rough 2 weeks with all of this coming in. And honestly, I come from the mind frame of, if I'm not in the frame of mind to be inspirational, to be high energy, to try to show the best side of me, it's hard for me to want to film. And I realize that it's realism. These things happen and I should document it and show the hills and the valleys and everything else. But it's very defeating, and it really just kind of crushed my soul a little bit. And I needed some time to just separate and recoup and just kind of wrap my head around it. So fast forward, I actually found out yesterday I am getting an influx of cash that is going to pay off my personal loan, which will free up a ton of money that will increase my snowball method, and it also should compensate for those bills that I'm not going to now be paying. So hopefully everything will work out. I do believe that, if you just keep trying, usually you persevere. We've been through hell and back over the last 20 years with the economic decline. We lost jobs, we lost cars. I mean, it was a horrible time period. And this new, whether it's a recession or what it is exactly, because I don't think it's really truly apparent yet. It's leaning towards a recession, but I don't think we're full-fledged in one yet. It scares me, but I do feel like we're in a much more level playing field this time, whereas before we were young, we had young children, we had lower education levels, we had lower job class levels. Like, we just were a lot higher risk then. So enough of the story time, but that's exactly why I've not been present and why this is a week late almost. Tomorrow will be my next check-in. And it's purely because I really, really had to wrap my head around what was changing and try to do it. Before I jump into this check-in, I do want to show I didn't film my payout for this week purely because my Amex had a ton on it and the statement was getting ready to cut, which joke was on me because I actually deposited the money and scheduled it, and it was too late to post that night, so it was posting the next day, and the statement cut overnight, so I still missed it. But the point was is I went and paid all of these off. A few of these were unplanned expenses, and I actually emptied a lot of funds in order to cover it, but it's not sitting on my credit card, and that is my aim. Some people get uncomfortable when their sinking funds get emptied. I would rather lose sinking funds than have credit card debt. So that's where I'm at. When something comes up that doesn't work, that's just what I'm going to happen. So I'm going to cover some things. I'm actually just going to go in order. Some of these aren't reflected on my check-in page, so we're not going to see them here, but they are in my spending tracker, so I'll let you know what they are. So insurance fee, I was a dumbass, and my homeowners is biannually. So every August and every February, my homeowners comes out. It's very cheap. If you haven't listened to my talk on it before, we have a very, very old manufactured home. It actually is older than I am, but we bought it on purpose for about $6,300 with taxes and everything. All in, because we knew we could live here for years and save for a normal, or not normal, they're all normal. What's the word I want to say? To save for a traditional home. And that was our goal. So I have it coming out of account, and it comes out of the same account, has for 3 years. Somehow I left my insurance payment in my primary checking and never transferred it, and actually got a $30 EFT failure fee. I haven't got one of those in probably 30 years, and I couldn't even complain because it was completely my fault. So the insurance company charged me $30, so I did pay that. Out of my kids fund, my son had a French project. He'd go pick up, whether you call them macarons or macaroons, depends. It's tomato, I feel like. Actually, they're two different things, but people use them interchangeably. So we had to go pick those up for him. That was $15.50 to come out of our kids fund. I got my massage from Massage Luxe. I paid $20 out of my beauty for a tip. So here we are at food. Let me grab my calculator because groceries are going to get kind of big and they're going to look a little off, and I'll explain why. It's not really off, but it's going to look like it. So first groceries we had was $28.26, and then actually, I don't know how to reflect this, so I'm going to be really honest. So I had Sam's for $28.26. We did cereal, and so I did an order, and then Kroger was $33.15. I actually just pulled this from a combination of food and Sam's Club, so it's not going to work perfectly, but I did use all of my $50 in Sam's, and my Ulta is not reflected there. Give me 1 second. $18.94. I returned something, so I had to change it and never put it in here. So I'm actually going to take, because this is how I paid it, $28.26 plus $33.15. That's $61. I'm going to subtract that $50 that was in Sam's. That's $11.41 coming out of groceries. So I'm going to jump right over to Sam's. We spent $50. We had $50. So we have 0. And we should have 0 in there because I don't believe we have. There's not a lot in here, to be honest. Yep, Sam's Club is totally empty. So that is accurate. So now that I have that, subtract just to make it easy math-wise. Let me see the other groceries. Okay, so in this, it's not showing any other groceries, right? It's looking like that's the only groceries we have. Well, the problem is we had $156 with a $50 gift certificate. The gift certificate absolutely was used because my husband paid the balance. It was like $94. I paid $50. He paid $44. And then it was Super Bowl food and other stuff. So we're actually short. Oops. Well, that messed up. Hold on a second. So it's, well, if I subtract 50 is and add 50 for the gift, it's actually $61.41. But I have nothing in my envelope at all. So something is missed here, and I'm not sure what it is, but I know I have no grocery money left. Let me see if maybe I put it up here. Oh, look, it's up here. I never corrected it when I moved it over here. So this is 23 to 29. This shouldn't have been 156 because 110.05 came out. So 156 minus 110. So this actually should have been, I remember this now. So this actually should have been it looked like we had 46. I pulled it from other places. So it is actually $50 would have been left in here. And we actually spent 61. Now I get to do it again. Jeez. 61.41. So again, we're over budget. So we're $11.41 over budget in groceries. So next we have dining and dining out. I had $20. Actually, my total at this restaurant was $13, but we had watched our server get left really crappy tips. The whole time we're sitting there watching people leave like $1 on a $30, $40, $50 order. It was really aggravating for us. We feel like if you're making, you know, $2.75 an hour, you deserve that tip and you earn that tip. They're very good servers in that Coney Island that we went to. So my coworker and I both left her a fat tip. So I left her like a $7 tip on a $13 order to help make up for the other people that were not doing their part to tip well. Now, we can argue all day long about how there shouldn't be tip wages and people should just get paid, but the restaurant industry has not converted that yet, and it's not the server's fault that they've not converted, so I feel it's my personal responsibility to always show my appreciation and make sure that these Americans that are bringing me my food and helping me are getting a livable wage. Off my soapbox. Spending, I don't think I used any of my spending money. Oops, my things are out of order. I had to pop this out last night for something. So spending still has 20. So we spent 0 and we have 20 left. I just realized, oh no, that's tomorrow. I'm looking at this going, wait a minute, we're supposed to, but it's tomorrow's my check-in. Fuel is kind of interesting. So fuel was $50. I spent, and I know this by heart because I had to pay for it, $28.50 of that I spent on an auto gas app. I do use my business card in order to build business credit. So I deposit my business account now, and that's how I'm doing it. So $21.50 is left over. Now, normally, because I normally do cash for gas, I wouldn't care about that 50 cents. I'd roll into my piggy bank or leave it in the bank account or whatever. But because I'm now doing this as an electronic cash envelope, it's relative, because now when I add to it, that will keep rolling. So miscellaneous, I spent on McDonald's $4 here, and I believe there's another place I use my miscellaneous, and I can't remember. Oh, my nails. So it worked out between the two of them to be the full $10. So we had 10, we spent 10. And I'm sorry if this video is all over the place. It's just been a lot recently. So it's just, I've not been perfect at a lot of stuff. So, and it's just, it's where I'm at, and being honest. So beauty, we have a massage tip for 20. We have nails for 65. And we have Ulta for $18.94. So we have 65 plus 20 plus $18.94 equals $103.94, and we had 100, so we are over by $3.94. Sam's we already did. Unbudgeted, I already reflected these, so this I'm not putting in. And really, to be quite honest, to be over budget by about $15 or a little less than 15, to me, isn't perfect. In the scheme of things, I would like to never be over budget. But it is, and considering how expensive groceries are, considering how expensive a lot of things are right now, I feel like this is acceptable. I feel like I don't want to do this every single week, but if once in a while I'm over budget by 20 bucks, 15 bucks, I'm perfectly okay with that. So that's something I think it's really important about when you start looking at reviewing it and doing things. Like down here, the majority of these aren't even spending. So we have 2 birthday gifts, we have 3 subscriptions, that's the 2 birthday gifts, gas. This is a household and a pet's expense, and then we have business. So, I mean, next week, the week that I'm going to be closing out tomorrow, is actually really good. I mean, I just think it's balancing. If you do really good, and I haven't been over budget in 2021, I wasn't over budget, but a few times the whole year. So I feel like if I did amazing the whole year, but this year I have a few wonky weeks, I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I want to watch patterns and see where I'm making mistakes and try to adjust things. But at the same hand, I'm not going to lose sleep over it either, because if I'm doing my best effort in order to increase, our stability, to increase our budgeting skills, to have more balance, I just feel like that's enough. So I just want to go through really quick because I didn't open with these for every single one. So groceries is empty. Fuel, I don't know if I'm going to take this out or just leave it in here in case I want to use it, but I am doing fuel on my business credit card now. My gas card. Dining is zeroed out. Miscellaneous is zeroed out. Other is for like when I pull from a sinking fund, like when I pull my beauty out to get my nails done. That is actually what I use other for, and it is empty. And then spending has 20. This actually will be coming out when I do my cash stuffing and going into either debt or Housecash. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. So that is my weekly check-in. If you like cash stuffings, weekly check-ins, I hope that you will like, share, subscribe. Make sure to ring that bell for notifications. I don't upload every day at the same time of the same week. So it's really important that you have that notification marked because you will miss uploads otherwise. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're doing good and I hope your budget's going great. And if you made this far, leave me a smiley about your mood when you see big fat cash stuffings. Talk to you soon, guys.